Hi, my name is Chris Thomas, welcome to this tutorial. Here I'm going to be showing you how to use FlashMeeting, a free web-based video conferencing service intended for education. To get started, I'm going to go to the FlashMeeting website. Now, one of the main differences between FlashMeeting and something like Skype, for example, is that FlashMeeting is what I'd call a closed system. What that means is that you have to actually be authorized to use it. Now, if you're working in education, you'll be able to get authorized by contacting your local education authority, who will be able to give you a sign-in account. I already have one, so I'm going to go ahead and click on Book a Meeting. Now, what you can see here is the server load. This shows how busy the server is during certain times of the day. Now, if it's creeping towards 100%, you might not be able to schedule your Flash meeting. This is so that they can make sure the server is reliable for those people who are already having Flash meetings. But as you can see, there's nothing above 50% here, so I'm free to go ahead and schedule my Flash meeting. I'm going to schedule one for today at midday. From here, I could choose how long I wanted my meeting to be. I'm actually going to select the shortest duration, half an hour. I'm expecting there to be 3 attendees for my meeting. Myself, Mark Warner from the Downs School, who's agreed to help me out, and also another laptop I've got set up here just to show how it can work with 3 people. I'm now going to give this a title. Now I'm going to add a suitable description. And then finally, I can add some suitable keywords. I'm going to enter the keyword training. Finally, I've got 3 options available to me where I can specify whether my recording is made public and syndicated, and also how I want my screen to appear actually during the Flash meeting. I'm going to leave all these options on no, but of course you can experiment with those to see what difference it makes. So now I'm ready to click submit. As you can see, my Flash meeting has now been scheduled, and I now have a unique URL or a unique web address for this exact meeting. It's this web address that I need to send to other people who are going to take part. So I could copy and paste that and send it through Instant Messenger, for example, but FlashMeeting will have also sent me an email to my registered email address. So if I go to my inbox, I'll have an email which I can forward to the people who are joining me. As you can see, I've received a new email from the FlashMeeting administrator, which includes the URL to this Flash meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and forward this to Mark so that he can click the link and access the meeting. Okay, there we go. I'll click on send, and that email's now gone off to Mark. When he receives it, all he'll have to do is click on this link here, and it will pop open a window, giving him access to this Flash meeting. So when we're presented with this screen, we simply click on Go to Meeting, and it's going to load a welcome page. The first thing it asks me to do is to authorize Flash to access my webcam and my microphone. Flash is the technology that's used behind FlashMeeting, and we need to click on Allow to make use of this service. Once I've done that, I'm free to continue into the Flash meeting. I can either enter using my sign-in details or as a guest. I'm going to sign in on this occasion because it gives me access to a couple of resources which I'd like to demonstrate. Most of the time though, you could simply enter as a guest. Okay, once I've signed in, you'll be presented with this screen, which is a testing area just to make sure you're fully set up before you enter the meeting. I'm going to click on Open Test Application. From here I can select the options I currently have available to me. So for example, if you don't have access to a webcam, you can simply click on these 2 options here. However, because I do have access to a webcam and a microphone, I'm going to select all 3, and then click on Now Test My Equipment. Okay, the first test is to make sure you've got the current version of Flash installed. This is carried out for you automatically, and if you have, you'll find a tick next to number 1. I'm now going to test my speakers by clicking on number 2. And by clicking on the speaker, I should hear a sound file.
This is to test your sound.
Okay, I successfully heard that, so I'm going to click on the tick just here. Next, I need to test my microphone. The first thing I'm going to do is to click the Flash Audio Control just to select the microphone that I'd like to use. Now I've got a couple of microphones available to me. I've got my USB microphone which I'm using to create this screencast, and I've also got the microphone which is built into my webcam. I'm going to use that microphone. Now as you can see, when I'm talking, the display is going up and down to show that it's receiving sound. That's a good early indication that the microphone is working. Next I can click on my second icon and I should hear my voice coming back to me. So this is a test to see if this is working. Okay, it's slightly disconcerting, but as you can see, you do hear yourself back. The final option is to record a short sample onto the FlashMeeting server and then listen back. To do that, I'll click here, and I now have 10 seconds to record a very short audio file. I'm happy that that's working, so I'll click on stop, and then by clicking this icon here, I should hear it played back to me. And I now have 10 seconds to record a very short audio file. I'm happy that that's working, so I'll click on stop. Okay, there we go, so that worked pretty well. So everything with my microphone is working, so I'll click on this icon here to tick that off. Finally, the webcam. Again, clicking the flash video control will pop open a window where I can select my camera. Now most people will only have one webcam installed, so you'll click that one on the list, click close, and you should see that that's working there. So now everything is tested, I can tick off the webcam and it's telling me my test is complete and I'm ready to go. So I'll click on the crosses and now I'm free to enter the meeting. I'm going to give myself the name Chris, agree to the terms and click on enter. Okay, as you can see, I'm there in the meeting. We've got Mark there as well. I'm just going to go and set up the other machine as well. So as you can see, there's now 3 people part of this meeting. Myself, Mark, and the laptop which is currently pointing at the plant. So I'm going to start by clicking on Start Broadcasting, and this will enable me to chat to the other 2 people in this chat room. Okay, Mark, hopefully you can hear me. So I'm now broadcasting to Mark and to the laptop machine, and I could be doing this to anybody who's connected to this Flash meeting. Hopefully Mark will be able to respond. If I click on Stop Broadcasting, that will then free him up to reply.
Hi there, Chris. How are you?
Hi there, Mark. Pleased you can hear me. I'm very well, thank you. So as you can see, Mark was able to respond there. Now, one of the main differences between FlashMeeting and Skype is that only one person can talk at a time in FlashMeeting. Now, whilst this could sound like a bit of a hindrance, it actually works really well, because one of the problems I've found with Skype is that the communication can actually be quite difficult as people try and interrupt each other. But this works really well with only one person able to respond at once. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Stop Broadcasting and let Mark come back and chat. And then I'm going to click on Start Broadcasting because I actually want to butt in. Now, FlashMeeting isn't going to let me do that, but it will flag up to say that I'm next in the queue.
Hi there, Chris. I'm broadcasting at the moment, and in a second I should see you interrupting. Yeah, I can see in the corner of the screen it says Chris is next and he wants to start speaking.
Okay, there you go. So you could see that that flag appeared next to my name with the number 1 in it. That meant I was next in the queue. As soon as Mark clicked on Stop Broadcasting, I started broadcasting. So this is a great way of making sure you do get your say.
This works really well in the classroom as well because it means the children have to speak very carefully and think about what they're saying, and then when somebody else wants to speak they click the Start Broadcasting button and they're next in the queue.
Absolutely right, and one of the other main advantages of this is that you can use it on a whiteboard. Now I'm using headphones at the moment, but I have used it in the classroom with the sound playing through the speakers. And because you're playing it through the speakers, sometimes you can have this situation where you have nasty feedback when you're using something like Skype. But with FlashMeeting, you never hear your own voice coming back to yourself because only one person can transmit at a time. So if you're not using it in the suite, but using it in the classroom, you can use it through your normal speaker setup without that risk. One of the other excellent features of FlashMeeting is the ability to set up votes, and by clicking on the vote tab here you can see that I can start a vote with the people who are part of this FlashMeeting. So for example, I'm going to ask Mark whether he enjoys watching Britain's Got Talent, let's say. Now I'm not a big fan, so I'm going to click on no, and hopefully we'll see Mark's response in a second. There we go, so we can see that Mark is a fan of Britain's Got Talent. Because I'm broadcasting, I could clear all these votes and do another quick survey. For example, Mark, are you enjoying your half term? Excellent, and as you can see, we're both enjoying our half terms. Another facility is that we can actually chat with the people who are part of the Flash meeting. By doing that, I can click on Chat here and send a short text message. And that message will have now appeared on Mark's screen. And as you can see, he's replied with that message there. Thanks very much, Mark. Another feature I didn't show you in the Vote tab was you can add an emote icon, basically an emotion next to your image. So I'm feeling fairly happy, so I'll click on the happy tag, and as you can see, Mark is as well. So we've both got a little smiley face next to our image. This could be used to gauge children's opinions or feelings about something that's being discussed. So as well as sharing video with the people in your Flash meeting, you can also share files. This is a great way of collaborating on work with children in other schools. So I've asked Mark to upload a couple of files to a shared area. And if I click on Manage Files, we'll see the files that he's uploaded. So I'm going to go ahead and download the first file. I'll save that to my desktop. And then we can see the files saved there. So this is a great way of sending Word documents or images or video files or anything like that to children in other schools. There is a limit of 2 megabytes on shared files though. Finally, I'm just going to talk you through the URLs tab. This tab allows you to enter a whole list of web addresses that could be discussed as part of a Flash meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and click on New and enter some URLs to discuss. Okay, I've entered 3 URLs there. When I'm ready to discuss one of them, all I need to do is click on Send. And what this will do is it will make the web address automatically pop up on the screen of everybody who's part of this Flash meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Send next to the BBC URL. So as you can see, that's now popped up on my screen, and hopefully the same has happened at Mark's end.
Yeah, I did. Firefox has prevented the pop-up from opening, so maybe that's an issue to explore as well.
Absolutely right, this does work by forcing a pop-up window. Firefox, Internet Explorer, Safari, browsers like that often have a method for preventing pop-up windows just to stop annoying adverts. There's usually an option though where you can authorize pop-ups from this website, and then any pop-ups from Flash Meeting should work. So once the Flash meeting is over, you can click on the link in the original email you received as part of your booking. Instead of taking you to a page where you can join the Flash meeting, it will take you to this page where you can go to the replay. By clicking on this, it's going to start replaying the Flash meeting for me. Okay Mark, hopefully you can hear me. So I'm now broadcasting to Mark and to the laptop machine, and I could be doing this to anybody who's connected to this Flash meeting. Okay, there you go, so there's a replay of the meeting. As you can see, it's also got a visual representation at the bottom to show who was speaking at which point in time. This is a great way of quickly jumping to answers if you're doing a question and answer session. So, for example, if I click on this red mark here, I'll start to hear Mark's response to my question.
Hi there Chris, I'm broadcasting at the moment, and in a second I should see you interrupting. Yeah, I can see in the corner of the screen it says Chris is next and he wants to start speaking. Right, there you go, that shows how you can use the visual representation to quickly jump about your Flash meeting replay. As well as recording the video, Flash meeting also stores any files, URLs or chat messages that are used during the meeting, and these are accessible from these tabs at the top. By clicking on the Files tab, I can see the 2 files that Mark uploaded as part of our meeting. These are still available for download, and all I need to do is click on the file and choose where I want to save it. Clicking on the URLs tab will display any URLs that were sent as part of the meeting, and also the time at which they were sent. Finally, the chat window shows any record of chat messages that was sent, and what time they were sent as well. So there you are, that's how you can use Flash Meeting as an incredibly easy to use video conferencing tool. Don't forget, if you do want to schedule meetings, you will need an authorised account, and your local education authority should be able to provide you with one of these. I hope you found the video useful. Thanks very much to Mark Warner from the Downs School for taking part, and thanks very much for watching.